Hello traders, John at StockBookie.com. Today we're looking at the USO, the UUP, the GLD, the TLT, and the Gdxj. We follow the daily, weekly, monthly time frames. We use technical analysis here at StockBookie.com. Go to the website, StockBookie.com, sign up for the free membership, go to YouTube, and subscribe. All right, guys, 68 million on the USO on the daily chart, down 37 cents or 3.85%. So it was a pretty good downturn today. We even engulfed 2 days of upward action, still above the 20 MA, still above gap fill. Let's see what kind of action it gives us tomorrow. Right now, it just had a slight pullback. Doesn't mean it doesn't click over and goes right back up. Bulls, you need to get over the 50 MA, get to the 618, and then you hit this area around 1020 or so, you're going to hit a brick wall up in here too. If somehow it gets past that area, remember, grandma does not need higher oil prices. If it does get past 200 MA, this trend line here around 1067, that's your area you want to get start to get interested in shorting this USO. So let's see if we can make it there. I still think it's going to be a short, just a shorter bounce if we do go up. But if this comes in and starts reversing, we will go back to double bottom and then lower. This reversal was a little bit ugly. The only thing saving it is the close above the 20 MA. Again, volume was pretty good on this day. Let's see what happens tomorrow and the Friday close, and then we'll look at the weekly as well. But that was pretty ugly. Doesn't mean it won't pop up, or look for some follow through, or we look for the sideways inside bar bearish pattern setting up for lower prices. That's the other one we're looking for. All right, let's look at the UUP, guys. UUP, nothing was really wrong. 1 cent up, kind of faded throughout the day. It was up a little bit higher, then it just kind of slowly pulled back. Nothing crazy, about 4 or 5 cents. We came right back down to fill the gap. So let's see if we go up, sideways, a little bit bullish, but overall bearish, guys. Bearish on the UUP or the dollar. Below the MAs, weak stance. Not like, because the bullish stances, my videos, we'd be above this. This is below it, so weak stance below the MA. So we'll see what pattern this gives us if we go sideways, or do we start just kind of chopping like this, or do we start getting back above the 20, fill the gap, the 50. Bullish, that's what you're kind of looking for. Great resistance going up. Let's pull this line out. That was an older one. Let's put a newer. Let's go really short term. Let's do this. So this is showing about 2514, 2507. So that's going to be some areas for the UUP if it does start moving up. If it just kind of chops, we'll watch for that. If it pulls back, then you're looking at gap fill, gap window, and then you have actually you have a gap fill right there too. So if it fills the gap there too, and then of course double bottom 2471. Lower end, guys, still thinking 24 bucks. Higher end on here, you're looking at 2625, 2650. 2683 and then 2721. We'll see what happens. Right now it's in a weak stance. It's making lower highs and just ugly, guys. So if we get a reversal and this thing starts ripping, that'll be interesting in these markets, let me tell you. The GLD daily charts, volume was okay. On Monday it was a lot better, but we did get a nice little bounce. We are below this trend line. We talked about that. We didn't see follow through today. If we saw some follow through, I think we can definitely get some lower prices here. Let's see tomorrow if they gap this thing up and get into the 200 MA, or even try to close it at that. And that's right around 118 or so. That's only $1.50 on gold if it starts to rumble. So let's see what happens. Or do we chop sideways? 200 comes in, 20 and the 50 start curling in the price, and that sends this thing back down to 110 area. Maybe a couple gaps down here around 109. I'm long gold still, guys. I even have a short-term position that I put on the other day down in here. Let's see if this thing could pop up and give me a buck or two. That will help me out with the swing trade. And that will even say, you know what? I made a couple bucks on the short-term trade. I'm still in the one with a couple bucks going up. You know what? I'm cutting this thing at 120 and being done. Thank you. Or maybe cut it and then hold a quarter position and see if I could get a run. I'd rather use that money in another stock to try to make money, or something I'm a little bit upside down in on a swing trade, and do it that way. So, but anyways, let's wait for pattern on this. Do we reverse back up, or do we just chop here, or do we actually have a down day and come into this trend line, or this low pivot right here, 115.62? That's a big area as well on gold. So watch for that. We'll see what tomorrow brings, and Friday's close on the weekly as well. So let's look at the TLT. All right, so right now we're still above the 50 and the 200, the TLT. The volume was okay today. You know, it's been slowly picking up. So nice pullback though off these highs. This was the big pivot, 127.86. Overshot it like always. Made a little tail, came right back in. 7 days down into support. You have a good area here. It could go another couple days, guys. You have the 618, the 750. I do like this gap fill right around this trend line, right around 120 or so. Let's see what happens. This thing starts shooting up again. We'll have to see where the you know, we got a lot to get through, and then once we get through, we'll reanalyze this one. But right now, a little bit weak. Let's see for pattern, or does it retrace? Or does it gap down tomorrow? Keep going. So right now, it's really showing us nothing other than a little bit oversold. Let's see if we could get a dead cat bounce to get this thing going. If it starts moving up, then we'll be looking for areas. You know, you can see them right now. You got a couple gap fills, gap windows, 20 MA, you know, stuff like that. So, and if we took a shorter term retrace, all right, let's do that, guys. So for a more short term, you know, if you just got in this trade, hopefully this thing going up. All right, here's your retrace areas, guys. This is on the TLT. You're looking at 125.77, 126.83. That's from this high and this low, though. And you match this one up with this one and then draw some other lines. We'll be putting the pieces of the puzzle together once again. So that's what we're waiting for right now. So let's see if we go sideways. Do we retrace or do we continue down? So right now we're waiting for a pattern to see what this thing gives us. But a little bit oversold. Let's see if it retraces into these levels. 750 is at 127.44. And there's a gap fill up in this area too. So that might be good. 618, 750, and this. We'll be back above the 20, so it'll be a little bit harder. But DLT, let's see if we get the retrace and keep going. Right now we are making the higher lows. So that's going to be a big area as well. Let's draw that one in. You know, I want to see where that. So we're doing a little bit of TA on the fly. We did a live session today, guys. That's going to be an area too. You know, if it does go a little lower, that's what I'm saying. It might go a little lower, overshoot, and then maybe bounce one. You know, if the markets are weak, it's going to be a market trade with the TLT too. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Let's go into the Gdxj. This is the one you follow JNUG with. So if this one goes down, JNUG goes down. This one goes up, JNUG goes up. So we've been doing this chart for a while. We did it for, you know, right through here for about a month and a half or so. We haven't done it. So this is what, you know, look at this. Inside bar, retraces up, starting to break down. This is the big trend line right here. That breaks down. That could possibly give us lower prices. It's holding on just like the GLD. So, but let's see, yeah, we're back above the 50 MA. So that's a little bit, little tiny bit positive. But it's got to get back above this trend line. So it's got to get back, let's say 33.50 area. That's what 33, yeah, 33.50, 34 bucks, and you'll be kind of out of the woods. You do have a gap fill here. You have a gap fill a little bit higher as well. So you got some pretty good resistance there. Does it do another short-term deal and come back in, or does it continue sideways here, setting up for lower prices on the Gdxj? I still like this lower area down in here. I've been talking about it. You go to my old videos, 27.38, right in there. It's a low pivot. There it is, right there. And boom, comes back, retraces, doesn't go all the way down, comes back up. This is a good bearish pattern, guys. And this is it's a little bit of a head and shoulder pattern too. We talked about it in our live session today. If that plays out, it's taking us pretty much right to the $27 area. so we'll see. Let's keep an eye on this. If this pattern fails, it needs to get back above the trend line, the 20 MA, the high pivot, you know, etc. You know, so let's keep an eye on this pattern for the Friday close, see what it does on Thursday and Friday, and then we'll redetermine which way this thing could possibly go. Right now, it's looking a little bit weak, like it wants to go down, so we'll see with the Gdxj. All right, guys, if you like these videos, again, go to StockBookie.com, sign up, it's free. Go to YouTube and subscribe. And like always, guys, I really do appreciate you watching my videos. I make them for you guys. I make them because when I go through charts, it's been really fun doing this stuff, so I really do appreciate you guys stopping by. God bless. See you on the charts.